Hi. I'm Della. I have moderate to, I'm about to shit myself, social anxiety. I lack all ability to talk to anyone in the male species. And the story is proof of it. So, the other day, I was going to dinner, going to meet my friend Sydney for dinner. And she said, meet me there, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I get there, and the hostess, who automatically hates me for no reason, you know that hostess? She's like really hot and hates you. So I get up there, and she's like, table for one, and I'm like, I'm really bad at doing the Valley Girl accent, but, and I'm like, no cunt, table for two, and I grabbed her face and I smashed it on the ground. I didn't do that. I thought about it though. So anyway, she's like, right this way, being all hotter than me, so I'm like, all right. So, we go, I'm following her, and there's like sexy people everywhere, I'm like pushing them out of the way. There's like couples, which make me sick. I can't even talk about it. So anyway, we walk through the restaurant, and there's people like sharing the same plate of spaghetti and like making out in the middle. I just want to fucking kill myself. So I get to the table, I sit down, she's like, this is the ours, and I'm like, great. So I sit down, and I'm sitting there, and I'm, like I said, I have really bad social anxiety, good thing I'm here. So I get to the table, and I sit down, and I'm looking across the room, and I'm thinking to myself, fuck, where's my friend Sydney? I'm by myself. I'm sitting here, people are gonna think I'm eating by myself, like that kid that used to fart in math class, this is awkward. So I'm like, okay, yeah, where is she? And so I'm looking, and I look across the room in my panic-induced state, and I spot this waiter. And it was the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my entire life. And the clouds parted, there were clouds in the restaurant, and a ray of light shined down onto this beautiful, fine-assed man's head. And he kind of turns around, he's like pouring waters and kissing babies and like fucking people. And I was like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful man I've ever seen. And immediately, he's kind of this way, and I'm staring at his chiseled ass. And he immediately turns around and looks right at me. And I think to myself, oh fuck, that's my winner. And I'm like, oh my God, Della. Oh fuck, he's coming over here, what the fuck are you gonna say? Who are you? Della, just remember how to talk, what are you gonna do? He's coming over this way, what are you gonna order? You could probably only order a salad. Oh my God, what about that one time you were in Walmart and you thought that guy was waving at you, but he was actually waving to the person behind you? Fuck this, your dreams don't matter. What am I gonna do? So he gets up to the table. And I do this thing too whenever I'm trying to be cool. I don't know why I do this, but if I'm standing and I'm trying to talk to an attractive guy, I'll like I really try and, I want them to think that I don't give a fuck. So I'll like theatrically lean on stuff. I'll like check a watch that isn't even there. Like, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. So, because I'm sitting in the booth, I'm like, this is a good stance to be in. I think that, what I think is that I'm in the I'm just chillin' stance, but really I look like Tony Soprano with cerebral palsy. I kind of, like I'm giving myself a double chin. So, he comes up to the table, and he starts to pour my water. And he goes, hi. He looks down and smiles at me, and he goes, hi. Well, and before this man could get to the C in the word welcome, I go, welcome! And I kind of gave myself a double chin. I'm just gonna let that sit with everyone for just a second. That's what I did. That's what I did. Jesus Christ. I have PTSD now. So, anyway, he's shocked. And he looks down at me. It's a true story, remember this. He's mid-water pour. My glass is half empty. For the story, it's half empty because it's somber. Half empty. And he looks at me, stops pouring the water, and he walked away. Not kidding. He walked away. And so I'm sitting there, Tony Soprano with cerebral palsy, after it had happened, the accident. And that's immediately, my friend Sydney gets to the table. And she's like, hey, what the fuck happened to you? Why the fuck are you sitting like that? You're embarrassing me. Why are you sitting like Tony Soprano with cerebral palsy? Stop. What happened to you in the fucking 20 minutes that I wasn't here? And I said, Sydney, do you see that guy over there? She said, of course I see that guy over there. That's the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my fucking life. And I said, I welcomed him. And she said, what the fuck do you mean you welcomed him? And I said, he came over to the table, and before he could get to the C in the word welcome, I violently and aggressively shouted the word welcome into his face. And she said, you welcomed him. You haven't ever even been here before. And I said, I know. And she said, let me get this straight. Let me just reiterate this fucking story really fast. She said, you welcomed him. Mid-welcome. To a restaurant that he clearly works at, that you yourself have never been to before. And I said, yeah. And she said, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm Della, thank you.